Let's don't let a good thing die.
Right now, the big thing is Charlie Kirk's assassination. Who did it? What was it? It was the far left. It was the far right. It was a trans person. It was Israel. Whatever narrative that you want to buy into, you can convince yourself that's what happened.
I think this generation is cooked, man. I think they've consumed so much media and they've seen so many traumatic things. The cognitive distortion is binary black and white, all or nothing thinking about every issue. Name an issue, it's black or white. Israel's either the heroes or they're the villain. That's it. No nuance. You're either deifying Charlie or you're demonizing Charlie. Average American spends 7 hours a day passively consuming media.
7 hours?
That's not working. That's not learning. That's just passively consuming media. That's almost 50 hours a week. People's brains are cooked.
No, not that. The guarantee was that would not be taking place. The House is suspended.
Oh my god, what in the world? What's crack-a-lackin', my good people, and welcome back. In this episode, we're gonna kick back and watch TikToks that just might make you say, "Oh man, what in the world? You've gotta be kidding me."
Are you prepared for a world where a robot checks you into a hotel, as well as having robots walk up your driveway to deliver a package? Meet Figure 03, the latest humanoid robot launched by startup Figure. And this isn't just another lab prototype. This is designed specifically for businesses and homes. The robot is powered by Helix, which is Figure's own vision, language, and action model, allowing it to see, communicate, and take action. The robot can learn directly from humans and adapt to new tasks. At home, Figure 03 is covered in a soft, washable fabric, and it can charge by just stepping onto a charging pad. Right now, Figure 03 can load the dishwasher, put away toys, fold towels, and many more capabilities are expected to come soon. Robots are on the way. They really, really are. And I know that may be tough to wrap your head around, but it's the reality. Follow me for more AI news.
Finally, a protest that's on target. As you can see, all of these pro-Palestinian protesters are attempting to storm a BlackRock headquarters in New York City. They're literally all protesting with Palestinian flags right on the outside. As you can see, the BlackRock logo clearly on the outside. There's a ton of guards and executives, as you can see, but this is going very viral. This is because BlackRock symbolizes unseen global power. So all these pro-Palestinian people are finally waking up, realizing BlackRock is probably behind all of this stuff going on, which is getting absolutely insane. And it seems like instead of attacking people that are more like pro-Israel, that don't really have that much influence and power, they're going towards the elites and the people that are extremely powerful in businesses are probably influencing wars like this, which I think this is absolutely genius. This is most likely the best option they could possibly have, is protest the people at the top and not the people that just have different opinions with you but are on the same level. What do y'all think about this?
I'm a little bit shocked it took till now for people to finally protest BlackRock, but hey, I'm all for it. Power to the people.
At CERN, they've used their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings.
Whoa.
And one of them are the occupants from 3i Atlas.
To be clear, CERN already has a room and a technology to open a portal to talk to extraterrestrials.
Yes.
But recently, they also used it to communicate with the beings on 3i Atlas.
That's correct.
Okay, go
on. So those beings introduced themselves as such, like so we are the occupants of this object, and they did not show up physically. They show up as holograms. Now, they apparently showed up as holograms. They look tall, that's what she said, and they communicated telepathically with every single scientist in the room.
Wow.
And they all got the same message, which is that they are coming in peace, and they're just trying to come over here to gather all the star seeds of this planet.
Look.
look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Kansas City Star. But this isn't even the interesting part to me. The interesting part to me was the ads. Check it. Sears. Washing machine for $128. Are you kidding me? Look at the food prices. Ground beef. Are you serious? The bacon. Check out the bacon.
Man, if only we could go back to those prices.
Go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed. The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. To minimize exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed. The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. Minimize exposure to the pesticide.
What we think of reality is merely our simple mind interpreting data from all around us to help us navigate the world we live in. And once you let your emotions take over, suddenly you forget all this. You end up running on autopilot, plugged into this matrix, being pulled this way and that, influenced by friends, family, and everything around you. This is now amplified drastically because we're so connected to stimuli from all over the world via the devices we use and the content we consume.
Brian, you want to talk about kids and their imaginary friends?
They're all demons. Killing children that have imaginary friends. I'm going to tell you right now, I know it sounds silly and you think your child's being creative. I'm telling you right now, it's a demon.
Wait, what do you want to show me?
My picture I drew.
Your picture you drew.
That's Daddy, that's Mummy, and that's me.
And what's that?
That's Steve.
Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
Who's Steve?
My friend.
Your imaginary friend?
My best friend.
Your best friend Steve? You've got a best friend that looks like this?
It's my best friend Steve.
Okay. I'm leaving the house.
I believe she does have a friend named Steve. It's probably a good, accurate depiction of Steve as well.
A story, this is an anecdote of somebody I've heard from recently, a 6-year-old girl, and it started happening with a imaginary friend. Parents are saying they hope it's just a phase and they're waiting for it to go away. But then at some point, she injured her toddler brother. And then she told her parents that the voices told her good job. And you're like, whoa, that is so creepy and messed up.
When you think about it, they do say that kids can see things that we can't. So what do you think? Are imaginary friends really just demons?
I can't even tell you how hard the CIA runs the rap game. It's insane. The State Department just recently brought 22 hip-hop artists from all these different conflict zones. I can walk you through in Bangladesh how USAID was funding rap musicians, reporting back to the State Department about how the songs were designed to create street protests, producing their music videos.
You're talking about ones from other countries right now.
They were also working with USAID to secretly fund the hip-hop movement in Cuba to overthrow the Cuban government through anti-government rap anthems.
The Matrix blows my mind because what do you mean there's carrots at every single grocery store? Do you know how many freaking grocery stores there are? Do you know how many freaking carrots that is? That makes no freaking sense. There's no other way other than energy being loaded into the program that makes it that there's carrots and produce and meat. Chicken. Do you know how much chicken is at a grocery store? And then if you go down the street, there's another grocery store with the same chicken. Where is this food coming from?
I'm going to ask the question that everybody is scared to ask. Are we real? Because Sora 2 just made me question reality.
Your chicken's looking nice, pal.
Woo! Yo, he stole my chicken!
Got a crispy treasure, can't slow me down. Hot and golden, I'm out of this town. Move, move.
Is this AI? Is this an AI simulation? Every video, every clip, everything that I have seen from Sora 2 has me questioning everything. How is it possible for them to make things this clear, this perfect? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, ChatGPT did it again. Anyone that has a ChatGPT account has the power to make some of the realest videos that you will ever see. The shit is so crazy. If I have never seen you in real life, to me, you are officially AI. I joke with this shit all the time. I say it on social media all the time. I am not real. I am AI. Now I am questioning this shit. I have to look in the mirror and ask myself, are you real or are you AI? Sora 2 is about to mess the game up. You can actually do anything with this shit. You can make cartoons. You can make it look like you're just filming off of your iPhone. You can make Hollywood cinema videos.
Man, Sora 2 is just now getting started, but bro, imagine what it's going to look like in 5 years.
If you see this bug in your house or outside somewhere, get away from it or get rid of it as fast as possible. This is a kissing bug and it's already spreaded a rare and deadly disease named Chagas across 32 different states. The crazy part is that the people who have it may not even know they have it. The disease is hitting places like Texas and the southern US in general hard, but experts are also saying that up to 100,000 people in California could be infected without even knowing. And that's because the bug spreads a parasite to human beings that remains dormant for 50 or 60 years and isn't really found until a person has a stroke or heart attack. Unfortunately, by that time, the parasite will be discovered, but it's already caused major heart problems, and for many, it'll be too late. The wildest part is that these bugs aren't even that rare. I've personally seen them before. Sometimes they'll be on windowsills or flying around by lights outside. The good news is that the parasite and disease is treatable. People have already gone to get tested, so if you've had encounters with this bug, gotten bitten by it, anything, or it's just in your house maybe, go ahead and get tested because you just never know.
Exactly why I prefer colder climates. Screw all these damn bugs, man, for real.
So if you're running Android today or any Apple iPhone, they know where you go, who you call, what you buy, and what you browse. And they resell that data, your data, to advertisers. Your advertising ID follows you everywhere. Even if your phone is switched off or if it's in airplane mode, it's still pinging Wi-Fi, it's still pinging towers, it knows exactly where you are. I said to a couple of buddies of mine, we need to do a phone that is not subject to the whims of Google and Apple. If you've ever heard of Pegasus, it's an offensive cyber virus used for hacking phones. The guy that developed that is our CTO. We'll deliver the first 500 units next month. It's our hardware. It's Android based, but it's all our code, our phone, not made in China, supply chain not coming from China, with our operating system, with our own store, antivirus, VPN, and secure messenger. Comes with an actual kill switch. If you turn this phone off and you separate this, it separates the electronics from the battery so that off is off. And we guarantee that none of your data is collected, stored, analyzed, or resold. Our messenger generates a new encryption key every call.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Incredible.
And because it's our app store, it's not Apple's, it's not Google's, we even have a lot of the apps that are not allowed in those stores.
If you want to know what technology is going to start redefining the future, this has to be one of them. And this is called the Mudra Link. And it's a wristband which is basically designed to remove the mouse, the clicker. And what it does, it receives electric signals from your body and allows you to control whatever device, right? It could be an iPhone, AR, VR, your laptop, your TV screen, with just basic wrist movements. So this absolutely is going to be the next iteration of the clicker, the mouse.
They told you that Erica Kirk was continuing Charlie Kirk's legacy, and the truth is she's not. Right when Charlie started questioning a specific nation, they took him out. Almost like they just wiped it away, because he was getting too close to the truth. Erica Kirk, the grieving widow who never once smudged her dark eyeshadow, now says the show will go on, and she forgives him. She forgives the man who we know isn't even probably the guy. And guess what? Her father worked for Raytheon's Israeli division. This isn't Charlie's legacy. And here's what we're not supposed to talk about. There is no coroner's report, no church funeral, no burial site, no official autopsy, no ballistics report, and no death certificate. The entire crime scene was destroyed, evidence erased, a private jet radar off 12 minutes away, 20 minutes after Charlie was unalived, And the weapon was found on land owned by Palantir. Kash Patel fired multiple heads of the FBI in that region days before September 10th. But sure, Erica Kirk is so strong on podcasts, leaving her kids with a nanny after they watched their father's life be taken. And just 48 hours after Charlie's assassination, they marketed your grief for money and power. They turned this man's life being taken into a business and called it legacy.
She was convicted of child trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask DOJ.
Why would any president ever consider a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving 20 years for child trafficking and molesting kids herself? Could it be that she knows something Trump might want to keep hidden? Trump's DOJ already moved her to a minimum security luxury prison so she's more comfortable. And just a few weeks later, the convicted liar conveniently denied seeing any inappropriate conduct by Trump in an unusual closed-door meeting with Trump's personal lawyer, Todd Blanche. Now Trump says he's considering a pardon for her after the Supreme Court refused to hear her appeal. He even tried to be casual about the whole thing.
I haven't heard the name in so long.
But we know that's a lie because he was asked about pardoning her in July, and he didn't rule it out then either. The craziest part, this wouldn't be the first Trump has pardoned this year. He's already granted clemency to several January 6ers convicted of crimes involving child. He also gutted offices and programs designed to fight human trafficking and helped Andrew Tate and his brother, charged with trafficking in Romania, enter the U.S. while waiting trial.
I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well.
I just want to know this. Is MAGA okay with now, or did they only care about the Epstein case to take down Democrats?
Wait, we have luxury prisons here in America? And out of all the women out there, we got Ghislaine Maxwell just chilling up in one? That's messed up, bro. Man, that poor little guy jumped out of his skin.
Epstein had power of attorney over this billionaire named Les Wexner. All of Les Wexner's businesses, like Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie Fitch, Bath & Body Works, Express, Lane Bryant, all of a sudden Epstein gets power of attorney over this guy after, I believe, like a year or so of knowing him. People don't know where Epstein got his money. Les was paying Epstein hundreds of millions of dollars a year to control his finances. Epstein was also stealing money from him. That infamous Manhattan townhouse that Epstein owned, where you see all those pictures of all these influential people coming in and out of, that house came from Les Wexner. Epstein's planes, Les Wexner. Epstein was using Les's companies like Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie & Fitch to funnel the models, male and female, to his island, to his clients. He was connected to Epstein for 20 years. This is not something I enjoy talking about because I design clothes and I'm lately so focused on designing natural yoga outfits, fighting back against the polyester pirates, which are the people that have basically transformed the clothing industry into plastic. But like, when I seen the president basically tell everybody, hey, forget about Epstein, he doesn't exist, I was like, this needs to be blown completely open.
What I started to realize is my sleep paralysis experiences always started in a dream. I would be having a dream and everything's normal, everything's fine, and then the atmosphere would shift and some fear would creep in and some very loud vibrational sounds would come, and that was always the precursor, and then I wouldn't be able to move and I would wake up.
We might just be witnessing the very world that we know, that we live in, change right in front of us. Mark Zuckerberg and his Meta crew are building Hyperion data centers. Get this, they will be the size of Manhattan. They've already spent billions of dollars on these digital data centers that are going to change the way you and I work and the way we get things done. In Louisiana, they're going to be building Hyperion, which is going to crack 5 gigawatt. It's set to be up and running by next year, 2026. To put it into perspective once again, that's Manhattan Island right there in New York City. These data centers will be just as big as Manhattan. One of the biggest questions that I've seen floating around is, where is the power going to come from to power these gigantic, enormous stations?
Scary times are ahead for mankind, for sure. Eventually, we won't be able to figure out what's real or fake.
The creator of Cabbage Patch Dolls was a warlock. Every Cabbage Patch doll comes off of the factory line. He incurses it with a demon.
I remember going to conferences and coming home and feeling so afraid. This stuffed animal has a tag on it that says the word magic. I'm bringing evil into my family's home. Yeah.
I can tell you exactly who will be playing in this year's Super Bowl just by looking at the logo. The NFL really thought the neon colors would throw us off. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, basically every year the NFL releases their Super Bowl logo, and for the past few years, the two primary colors that are in the logo have also been the primary colors of the teams that end up playing in the Super Bowl. And you're trying to tell me this isn't scripted? Anyway, back to this year. Let me show you what this looks like with the saturation turned down. We go from pink and lime green to our primary colors being purple and blue. If you're thinking, hey, what about the red right there? The game is in San Francisco. The Golden Gate Bridge is red. So do not even try to tell me that that little bit of red means the Chiefs are going to be in this year's Super Bowl, because I cannot handle that. There's also a shocking amount of green on this logo, but that'll all make sense when I tell you what teams these are. The blue is obvious. It's the Lions, whose primary colors are really just blue. And the purple is even more obvious. It's the Ravens. And here's where that green starts to make sense. The Ravens' main color is not just purple, it's also gold. And gold is really just yellow. But the Lions don't have another color, so they kind of just rock with blue. And what happens to blue when it's mixed with gold or yellow? It turns green. So nice try, NFL, but the script has officially been leaked again. Lions-Ravens Super Bowl 2026.
This woman was on a cruise when she found some pretty creepy decor images on the boat. Images of young individuals with their eyes closed and mouth open. There were several versions of this throughout the hallways. In what world would a professional cruise line think this is good art to welcome anyone on board? So obviously it got people thinking, because it also almost looks like the children are screaming. It's really unnerving. And by this woman's reaction, she also felt very uneasy and scared. Guys, let me know if you want me to do some investigating on this cruise line. Let me know in the comments below. I'll do it.
And then, did you just say you an Illuminati?
Yup.
Why would you say that?
Because it's the truth.
Oh, my God.
Would you like to know more?
Nope. No, I don't. I want to stay far away.
Why you doing your hands like that? Why you throwing up them hand symbols this morning, Jeff? Why you covering up one eye?
Oh, no, please, don't put me
No.
in. Just like I'm not part of that.
Wow. Oh, so wow. You want to play Clueless now?
Please stop,
Okay.
No.
Yo, she might want to watch out. Sounds like he was trying to recruit her.
Keep seeing these posts going around about wax museum figures and how lifelike they look. Cannot unsee it. Like, the conspiracy theory is that the wax figures are the real celebrities and the ones walking around are no longer themselves, if you will. Now, there was a story about this model who disappeared and then was seen as a mannequin in a store. A Balenciaga model by the name of Christopher G that allegedly vanished and was put in one of Balenciaga's stores. And I'm sure we all remember the movie House of Wax.
The number of sightings at nuclear centers is statistically significantly higher than the sightings at nearby Army or air bases or population centers. These things are clearly hanging out nuclear sites. And in fact, that happens early on. It starts actually when the nuclear sites were being created, when they started construction, which is really odd because how would anyone know what's going to be made there, right? So it's either clever enough you're either like clever enough
before the nukes were
nukes were actually there, the UFOs were there watching, and they stayed watching through like 1952, and then dropped off and those levels never came back. So it was clearly we're watching the creation of these nuclear sites.
Yo, straight up, that's like a living nightmare.
You know, I talked about those tunnels in New York the other day, and I just keep thinking about all the tunnels that are all over the country and most big cities. You know, a lot of people will tell you that our world is built on top of another world, and we're actually a civilization on top of a civilization. Y'all remember that video of that guy walking around in New York, and he steps on a hole on the sidewalk and it falls in? There's so many of those videos that people post. Especially ones at night where cracks in the sidewalk that are literally illuminated because there's a room underneath it. I mean, don't get me wrong, most of these tunnels were built for practical reasons. Steam pipes, electrical conduits, subways, Prohibition-era deliveries, or Cold War fallout shelters. Obviously some are on public record, but obviously some are not on fucking public record. And obviously all of this is going to fuel speculation from human trafficking and secret detention sites, underground military networks, subterranean experiments where they snatch us to do experiments under the ground, or just watch Jordan Peele's Us and then our doppelgangers are underneath the ground. You know, whole populations of doppelgangers or mole people or lizard people. Y'all ever went down the Disney tunnel rabbit hole?
But I've heard that there's a deadline and everybody's kind of like working really hard to like try to raise the consciousness, whether we know it or not, of everybody before this happens. And it's really good to hear that we're not going to have some kind of a fake alien invasion, hopefully. And
no.
That's been thwarted.
From the moment we're born, we're placed in a system, school, work, debt, all designed to keep us busy until the day we die. But who really benefits? Think about it. We spend the first 18 years of life in school, trained to follow rules, sit still, and obey authority. Then comes work, 40 hours a week, year after year. Most people spend more time serving companies than living their own lives. Meanwhile, debt, student loans, mortgages, credit, locks people into jobs they can't leave, no matter how unhappy they are. Some call it the greatest trick in history, a system where you never see your chains because you believe it's just normal life. So, are we really free, or are we living in a carefully designed form of modern slavery?
Yeah, bro, it is modern day slavery. Working our lives away just to pay the bills.
Do y'all really believe that the elite didn't know that this great awakening was going to happen? For centuries, they've literally studied human consciousness, astrology, human behavior, how we respond to things, and cycles that the human race goes through. They knew the shift was coming, and they prepared for it. They gave us endless entertainment. There's all sorts of social media traps. It's just a pit of things that keep us asleep. But no matter how much they prepared, there's no stopping what's already written. And I've never been more excited to be awake and alive and a part of something so much bigger than each one of us individually. It feels good. If you're watching this video, you're probably part of it. And I love you very much. Have a great day.
People across America this morning were uploading videos and photos of these strange celestial bodies in the sky along with the moon, Venus, and Mars. Going as far as saying there was a second moon in the sky. And it also looks like a large star with it that I'm not sure where it came from as well. From what I can gather, all these pictures and videos were taken between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. this morning. And these are all different pictures from different states in America. So it really ruled out my theory of it being lens glare after I saw the first video and seen several more people with the same results. But there is one thing that all these posts have in common is the comments saying that this is a sign of the rapture.
They're trying to tell us this is who. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to guess who this is, you guys. Hollywood is playing games. You're not who I remember. Who the heck are you, lady? It's all about the eyes, you guys. What is going on in Hollywood? What are these celebrities doing to themselves? Have you guessed who it is yet? Just a few years ago, this is what Mandy Moore looked like. How are we going from this to this? I don't think so. What is going on? Mandy Moore has always had a spark, a special glow about her. Look how the smile reached the eyes. Even up until a couple years ago, she looked like herself, she acted like herself, her smile met her eyes. But today, even though she's smiling, it's like there's a void there. There is nothing behind these eyes. She doesn't look like herself, she doesn't act like herself. These dramatic physical changes are happening rapidly and so often in Hollywood right right now. My profile is full of people in the industry who look nothing like they used to, and it's happening overnight. I've used examples like Jessica Simpson. It's almost like they're starting a new beauty trend. They're trying to sell us the void. Ariana Grande, another great example of WTF happened. Artists like Miley Cyrus. What is going on, and why are we trying to set this as the new beauty standard? All I want to know is what is going on in Hollywood, because all my comment section keeps telling me is it's just weight loss and natural aging. But if that's the case, then how are they super aging overnight? Something's going on here.
The world ended in 2012. Well, a lot of people believe so. And not in the Hollywood fireballs and explosions way. No, they believe something far stranger happened. That reality itself shifted, and there is a good reason to believe so. The Mayan calendar didn't mark the end of the planet, it marked the end of the timeline we knew. Think about it. Since 2012, doesn't the world feel off? Time feels faster. Memories don't match. Small details, brands, movie lines, even history itself have changed. People call it the Mandela effect. I call it leakage. Some believe CERN, in their hunt for the God particle, didn't just smash atoms, but smashed reality. They tore a tiny hole in the fabric of existence, and we slipped into a copy. A copy that looks the same, but isn't. That's why the world feels less real, more chaotic, more artificial. That's why every year since then feels like a fever dream. Maybe the original Earth is gone. Maybe we're the ghosts now, drifting through a simulation built to keep us calm. But the cracks are showing, and the more you notice them, the more unstable this fake world becomes. So go ahead, tell yourself 2012 was just another year, but deep down, you know something changed.
If you ask me, my friend, I feel like the world ended back in 2020. Nothing has been the same ever since. Don't you agree?